In this case, it's rural race. They are so angry at the liberal establishment, the coastal elite. They look at people on television, they say, oh, those people on Saturday Night Live, those snarling rich kids, I know who they are. They're all trust funders. They don't have to worry about us. And the regular guy in the country goes, there they are, snarling and making fun of us again. And every time we make fun of Trump, we're making fun of them. That's the weird, it's a weird thing. But in a way, it's like fighting terrorism. I mean,
like fighting terrorism. Joining me now, Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson. Sir, honor to have you back on. Look, you can't have people on MSNBC go out and call the huge swath of the country terrorists.
You know, first off, thank you for having me here today, and hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas. You know, anything that they say, the folks on the left-hand side of the aisle say, I'm not surprised. After Hillary Clinton called, you know, a wide swath of the population absolutely deplorable, you know, the things that we hear coming from the Biden administration right now about American citizens, the Attorney General called soccer moms terrorists because they were defending their children against pornography and indoctrination in schools. Nothing surprised me. Nothing surprises me that these folks say.
Yeah. Well, you know, Lieutenant Governor, the Michigan Supreme Court today just rejected the efforts, thankfully, to try to kick Trump off the ballot. So he'll remain on the ballot in Michigan. But the Colorado thing is still up in the air. I'm assuming the Supreme Court's going to weigh in. But what do you say to people of Colorado? I know that you're in North Carolina that are like, hey, you know, I want the right to vote for him. And some of those people may want the right to vote against him.
You know, I think those folks in Colorado know that they're fighting. What they're doing is not going to be successful in the end. But I don't think the idea is to be successful in that venue. The idea is to simply sling mud, to cast Donald Trump as a racist, to cast him as an insurrectionist, to cast him as a criminal. And they know that in some folks' minds that may stick when it comes time to cast their vote. And that is what I think the real goal here is. And then in some ways, that's even more despicable than actually trying to keep him off the ballot. This insidious plot against someone who did absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, did everything right for the country, shut down the border, made us energy independent, was rebuilding our military. We respected her again. Those folks can't tolerate that, and they're just slinging every piece of mud they can to try to besmirch this man. I honestly don't know how he holds up under it, but he's doing it, and we appreciate him for it.
He's taking a lot of arrows for us. But New York Times columnist, this gem over here, David Brooks, was asked about the Colorado ruling to keep him off the ballot. Listen to what he had to say, though.
You have a series of judges with their Ivy League law degrees who come in and say, sorry, we're taking your guy off the ballot. That would explode this country. And in my view, exploded under the most dubious possible circumstances. For kicking him off for the Insurrection Act, has he been convicted of offending the Insurrection Act? Has he been even charged with violating the Insurrection Act? No.
But that's what I was talking about just before break, which was no matter what, whoever wins this next election, there's going to be anger and vitriol on both sides.
Absolutely. You know, the country right now is in a very bad place. And, you know, we used to be divided on issues of how we spend our tax dollars, you know, whether we go slightly left or slightly right, whether we go straight down the middle. Now we're seeing issues now that are just, to me, I never would have thought in a million years that anyone would support a president who has gotten us into 2 wars, has our border wide open, has our economy in absolute free fall, has us in the most dangerous place we've been almost in our history. I never would have thought anybody would have supported a president like that, particularly on the heels of a president who was so successful in doing what this country needs to do. So there's going to be trouble no matter who wins, but that's why we have to continue to hammer home the truth. We cannot allow these leftists with their lies to be louder than us. We have got to be just as loud with the truth as they are with those falsehoods and get folks to understand it.
But the problem, sir, is
has got to do.
The problem, sir, is that the media has convinced a huge swath of people. We're talking 20, 30% of the Democratic Party that, you know, Trump should never be on the ballot anyway because he's an insurrectionist or whatever they say. And they're going to take to the streets, and I'm afraid they're going to burn down another $2 billion worth of our communities like BLM did.